Hi there, welcome to Roll. Tristan's my name. What I want to do today is take you through the items library in Roll and just how that works and also how you would go about setting it up. For those of you that don't know, the items library is a little bit of functionality that will significantly speed up the creation of quotes, the creation of invoices, and also help you add costs to projects really quickly. So probably the easiest way to talk you through the items library is probably jump in and just show you how it's used, and then I'll take you through how you set it up. But effectively it's really straightforward and really simple, so you'll pick it up, no trouble. So what I want to do first off is I'm in my Roll account and I'm going to go to quotes and invoices, and I'm going to generate a new quote. And let's go, quote is to ACT Community Council, and we're going to say this is for a consulting project. Add that in, and then what I want to do with my quote is I want to add in some line items of what it is that I'm quoting on, and it's at this point now that I can actually start drawing upon my library or items library. And we've got a little drop down arrow here that we can select, and what it'll do is bring up a list of items that are in my items library, and I can just select these really easily from the drop down list, or the other option is I can come through and just type ahead, and Roll will work out what or refine the items based on what you're typing. So let's go ahead and type in consulting, and consulting 1 entry level package, let's go that, and it's brought through the description that's associated with the item. Then we can add a new line, and I'm going to bring in some travel costs. So let's go travel. So travel 50, up to 50 kilometres return, we'll do that. And let's go 1 there, and we'll say 2 there for a couple of meetings. So as you can see, what I've done now is I've generated the quote really quickly and really easily, because I've drawn upon the items in my items library. And what it does, as well as actually speeding up the generation of these quotes, but ensures commonality of language use across the business, which is really good. So it means that whenever you're quoting on work or you're adding costs to projects, and you're generating invoices at the end and quotes, whenever you send something out to your customers, they're always going to get the similar language that they're used to. So it's great in that regard. So same again, let's just flick over to projects. I'll give you another example, and I'll go into this project that I set up earlier, and I want to add some costs in here. We're going to add project cost, we'll say it's today, and let's go travel, and we'll do that. Let's go 1, don't need a buy price, and then we can just add that in. Then if we want to do another, let's say today again, and let's say this is change. So this is a scope change. This might have been quoted separately. We can put this in, let's say $800. And then let's just go quantity 1, and then we can add that in. So again, you can see that the adding of costs to projects from the items library is a really useful way of actually speeding up or speeding up the addition of those items into the costs area, and also creating or keeping the commonality of language use and the consistency of language use across the business. So that's how you actually use the items library. So how do you actually go and set it up? Well, it's pretty straightforward. We'll go up to the settings area and Roll. You have to have an admin login to be able to do this, and we'll go down to the items library, and here we've got our list of items. Now for Xero users, all of this is actually drawn from your items library in Xero. So if you want to set them up in Xero, then you just go through to your Xero account and you can set them up from there. And let's just flick over to that and I'll show you where it is. But in your Xero account, you've got business, and then you've got products and services down here. And this is effectively the Xero items library. So you go through and you set up all your items in Xero, make sure you're happy with them, and then when you are, you can flick back over to Roll and you can just refresh from Xero, and that'll just bring in all your items from Xero's item library. If you're not using Xero, then you can just set them up in this panel here, and again, it's pretty straightforward. So a couple of tricks to know. You can, if you've got a whole lot of items in your items library, and you've got items that are used more often and you want them to be available at the top of a drop-down list, then you can just pick up items and reorder them as you need to. And that means when you're actually hitting that drop-down arrow in a quote or an invoice, it will bring down the most commonly used items first based on your reordering here. The other trick to note is you've got this hide option, show and hide option. So we can come through and say, well, okay, we've got some of these items in our Xero Items library, but we actually don't want to show these to our role users. We don't want to make them available. So we can actually just effectively just hide them. So they're still here, but we've just hidden them. So when users come to add in costs and items into quotes and invoices and costs into projects, then it'll only show the ones that aren't hidden from this panel. So that's effectively how to use the items library and role. Pretty straightforward. Thanks for watching this video. If you've got any questions, feel free to reach out to us. You can always talk to us using this panel here. And again, thanks for watching, and feel free to check out our other videos on our YouTube channel.